Good morning and welcome to Avon Valley Churches. My name's Jo. I'm absolutely delighted. It's not a Saturday conversation today, but it is a very special day. And I've got lovely Andrea with me, who you all know, and she's going to share some thoughts just before she comes over to the UK to meet everyone. So, Andrea.
Hi. Oh my gosh. It's been a long road. I mean, it's just been really long. Over 2 years and two postponements, and I'm packed and I'm ready to come. So.
And it's very excited, I should think.
Yeah, and it's very surreal. It's very surreal. It's I just I don't even know how to organize thoughts I've been thinking about the last couple of years. And none of this would have happened if you had not sent me that first thought for the day. And I don't know what your intentions were. I guess we never really talked about it. You just sent it to me and I thought I liked it. So you kept sending them to me. I thought, well, I'm just going to start watching them. And see, this is another thing. It's just, the timing has just been so perfect for me because thought for the day is at 10 o'clock in the morning, and there's a 5-hour time difference. And I get up at 5 anyway. And I thought, how perfect is that? This is just divine intervention, I think. And this was just a way of getting me through some really, really tough times because we didn't know how long it was going to last. We just didn't. And lockdown happened, and I was just so fortunate to be able to get up in the morning and have a physical place to go to every day. And it calmed so many anxieties for me every day. And I learned something from a different person every single day. And I'm still learning every single day. I watch this and the Saturday conversations and the church services and the Zoom coffee hours were just the best thing ever. So it's given me a broadened sense of what family and community is.
Yeah, and us, can I just say, it's given us a broadened sense of what family and community is, and church family. Because often we think of those people who we only see in the flesh, but actually this is we realise that there are loads of other people who connect in with us anyway through for the day. So is there anything else you wanted to share from your since COVID time?
It's just every day it gave me hope. And I think whenever you wake up in the morning, you have to have something to look forward to and you have to have something to hope for. And this was that. This was my something to look forward to and my something to hope for every single day. And, I started at the beginning. I'd sit down at the table, and at that time I had a phone. Didn't have an iPad then, and I would sit there and listen to it and eat breakfast and jot down notes on whatever scrap piece of paper I could find. And then after a couple months, I thought, well, I'm just going to put these thoughts in a notebook. So I kept for about a year and a little over a year. I kept a notebook. I've got this that I've had on my shelf for a long time, and my journals are completely empty, but they look really good sitting on my shelf. so I got this, and I got this at a fair trade store just before lockdown, actually. And it's just a couple of things written here and there, and it has gotten me through so many difficult times the past couple of years.
Brilliant. And is there so you've told us, which has been lovely actually, you've not only said on Thought for the Day, but also you've emailed us, many of us individually, to thank us for what we've brought to your life. I know you said to me the other day that you felt that you have been on this, you had a spiritual awakening as a result of, I don't know why I sent you the first Thought for the Day video. I have no idea. You said that you had a spiritual awakening from sort of listening. And as I said, don't know why I sent you the first thought for the day video. I don't know. But what I do know is that we recognise that there was a crisis at that time. It was more than a global pandemic. It was, that was the sort of the the illness, if you like, itself. Well, it's not an illness, but what do you call it? The virus itself. But actually, it impacted people emotionally, really, really deeply. And I think one of the things that we did at Avon Valley Churches anyway was recognise that really quickly. So yeah,
it was brilliant. Whoever had this idea, it was brilliant. Was that your idea?
No, it was Gary's. It was
Gary. Oh my God, it was brilliant. And even it was just, I know I bugged you so many times, like, oh, can you talk? Can you chat now? But for somebody who lives by themselves, and it took away a lot of the loneliness, because I knew that I had a family and a whole community over there that I could talk to or turn to at any time. And the Zoom coffee hours was a game changer. That's exactly how I got to know people. I remember the first Sunday you told me about it. You said, oh, they're having a Zoom coffee hour. You should log on. So I'd watch the church services and then log on to Zoom coffee hour. And at that time I had an iPad, but you can't get all of the squares on one screen. So I logged on, and I only knew bits and pieces of people from their thoughts for the day. And I was scrolling through trying to find your face, and I couldn't find it. And I had this panic. I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? So I went ahead and said, good morning, my name is Andrea. And Mary Adams, bless her heart, she said, oh, you're American. How did you get on here?
I love Mary Adams.
I love her. I get to see her.
Yes, Mary. I hope you're going to be there.
I hope to. I'm going to see her next week. So we contacted a little bit here and there, but that's how I got to know people. It just took away a lot of the loneliness at that time. But I realized that it's not exclusively for people of Avon Valley churches. It's very inclusive to everybody. And that was the best thing. It's like, oh, you're not from our community. What are you doing on here? It's like, well, are you going to come next week? Are you going to log on next week? And so it was just a complete surprise.
Yeah. And I think we have an understanding of who we are as a church community, as an in-person community. We have a sense of who we know and people who are connected and so on and so forth. I think one of the things that COVID's really done is kind of broadened our horizons in terms of how we understand community, and how we recognize that what the impact of what we do. I'm going to have to capture. Well, I have captured some of it for my dissertation, which I still haven't sent you. I'm so sorry.
I forgot about that. We did talk about that, didn't we?
I still haven't sent it to you, but I captured some of it for then. But actually, I feel like we need another capture now, because we've kind of come out of COVID, but we're still doing all of the stuff that we're doing. And there are some people like yourself who are very regular watchers, who tune into us. And there are people who I know in Fordingbridge who do. The vast majority of people who tune into us are from sort of our area or surrounding areas. But we do have a core group of people who do tune in very, very regularly. And it's so difficult because so many churches have decided to stop all of their online, and we're kind of in discussion about how we continue. So when you come over, say lots about it, because it's really important that people hear and they know
Yeah.
how much it's valued, as well. Not just the COVID stuff, but everything since, as well. Because we've done so many different things online. Well, you know, I mean, we have
Yeah. Yeah.
a children and families page as well, running for at least,
Yeah.
yeah, probably a year actually.
I really enjoyed the Bible bedtime stories,
I
especially in
know.
the winter. I love that because you would send those to me and I would watch. I watched just about all of them before I uploaded them to YouTube. So it was kind of, I guess, my way of contributing to that. But I watched all of them
Given
when
up
I,
on that, Andrea. Do you know Bible bedtime stories is one of my real loves of what we did online, and just letting the stories, the wonderful stories, speak for themselves.
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't completely given up that thought.
Yeah. Because I would watch them, and then that's when I realized, I don't really know that much about the Bible itself. I heard the stories that when I was growing up, but the Sunday school class that I was a member of off and on for 20 years, we would read books about the Bible. We would read books by Adam Hamilton or gosh, other people that I can't think of right off the top of my head, but we wouldn't delve right into the Bible and read the stories themselves. And that's why I really enjoyed it. So last summer, it's been over a year, I made an appointment with one of my ministers. We have two. And I made an appointment with one of them. And I said, I need a Bible study. I really, really want to get involved with the scriptures and the stories and the people, and just to I guess reconnect with these stories. So she said, well, there's the Seekers class on Sunday mornings right down the hall. So I immediately joined that, and I absolutely love it. We went to Washington, D.C. over the weekend to see the Bible Museum. It was just phenomenal. And the one thing about Avon Valley churches is you have a whole team of people. You have so many people because you have so many churches. We have two. So I get the variety. I'm learning something from a different person every day and every week. And it's been amazing. It really has been a spiritual awakening.
And I think one of the things that's really nice, sort of working in team ministry, is you get this wonderful opportunity to hear lots of different voices. God doesn't just call one person to work in one place. God calls us all to do lots of different things. And I'm one of those people who believe that God wants people to use their voice and to articulate in a different way to different people. We're not all the same. Some people sort of really kind of work through all their framing and everything else. Some people are more relaxed, but actually God calls us all to do it to use our framing and our words and our personalities, and that's what's been lovely, because actually Thought for the Day has given people a voice who probably wouldn't have that voice oftentimes in church. They might do, but it's not kind of a regular thing. So I think that's lovely, and there's no way you would have been able to be involved, let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've been
I mean,
there as well. You've been involved in services as well. I mean, you know.
it's just been it's been total opened up a whole new world for me. I mean, I know the struggle that I have, and I still have. I don't have and I told John Towler this during one of our conversations a while back, that one of my I guess insecurities is I don't have the background and the academic training that you all do with theology and the academic setting that you all have. So I just do whatever comes to mind for me and whatever means to me the most. So it's been a challenge at some point, because it's just, that's not my mindset. So I just kind of do things in my own way. And, so, but.
I was going to say though, Andrea, I think that giving, having I mean, I've loved all of my theology training, Morelands, now Cudston, now CMS. It's all been amazing. Um, but and what it helps you to do is be more, I would say, more, so when you articulate something, you can find the words easier. But I don't think that means that when you don't have that training that you can't do it. I mean, I am blown away by the way people articulate and the way they frame things on Thought for the Day. People who don't have theology training, but it's not just about that the training is part of people, training for, if you like, paid ministry or licensed ministry. So that's why people do it. But there are lots of people who haven't had that training but can articulate beautifully where God is.
Yeah.
And
we all have our gifts and talents. And
exactly. And that's been I mean, for me, one of the huge blessings of online church, or church online. Sorry, that's another little thing that I talked about in my dissertation, the difference between those two. But I think, I've loved hearing all those wonderful voices and hearing what they've got to say, how they frame things, and hearing about their lives as well. There's nothing better than a good old testimony, I don't think.
Yeah.
To bring you closer to Jesus. So just somehow, when I go into school, and if you are around and you want to come, you're very welcome. When we go into school and we do open the book, and Roland and I, we often have chats about where God is, and when you find Jesus, isn't it amazing? And I think that's as powerful sometimes, because it's God speaks to people through others, don't they? And it's sometimes it's the least, it's the moment in life at which you're least expecting for something to happen. That happens. And as you say about this whole, I mean, I still can't believe you're coming over tomorrow. Right?
It's really, it's surreal. It's really, I mean, I'm packing carry-on only, so you're going to see me wear the same thing every day for the week that I'm there. And so it's really, it's surreal. I'm finally doing this, and my dad's coming with me, and we're going to be together the first 3 days. And his name's Fred. I think somebody asked me a while ago, so I don't even know your father's name. His name's Frederick. He goes by Fred. So he's going to be with us the first 3 days. He's going to be at church with us, and then going to lunch. And then that afternoon, he's got his car, and he's going to head down to Devon. And I think he's got plans to meet up with Trudy Cotton. So, she says, I'm really sorry I can't meet you, but where's your father going to be? I told him he's going to be down in Morton Hempstead for a couple of days. So they're going to meet up. She and her husband are going to meet up with them for lunch. And, it's just going to be, it's good for him because he's going to be by himself. He has somebody to stay with my mother at night. And so we can both go and have a peaceful time. And I'm going to be with you guys for the first week. And he's going to be out on his own. He's going to meet up with Trudy. And he's a little anxious because he's like, now, who are these people we're meeting? and he knows who you are because he's met Joe. He's met Louisa and Gavin and the boys a couple of times in his trips to London. So he knows who they are. But he's just like, I'm a little, so who are we meeting? So just come with me, Dad. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
He's a great conversationalist, so I want to stick him with some of the guys who were there at luncheon, because you get him talking, and he's a one-on-one. He's a great conversationalist. He's a very, very interesting person, and he's going to be working probably on some family genealogy at some point. I don't know, because all of our roots come from England and Scotland, and so.
Brilliant. Oh, he's set for a really interesting trip then.
So
fantastic.
Yeah.
Listen, what can I say? Have a wonderful flight, and we'll be praying for you. We'll be praying for you on your journey. And what time do you arrive in Fordingbridge?
Let's see. Okay, so I landed Heathrow at supposedly about 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock, and then we're taking a coach, the national coach, from Heathrow to Winchester, and then on that day and on Friday, and then meet up with Gary at some point, and then and then we got to book it on Saturday. So he's got to pick up the car. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think my way through this before they close at noon, and then we're gonna meet up with Gary for lunch, and then come down to Fordingbridge afternoon.
Fantastic.
So.
Oh, well, I'm so sorry I'm not going to be there on Sunday as well. As you know, I'm
That's
on
okay.
the weekend, but we're going to see each other Sunday night. So
Yeah,
fine,
I've got some sort of a plan for the week, but Monday, I don't know. I'm staying with Jane Hawker for a few days, and then Margaret Ward for a few days. So we're going to figure out, what's open and what's not throughout the course of the week with the funeral. So
yeah, yes. Oh, there are thousands of people. I don't know if you've seen the news, but they are predicting absolute chaos in London over the weekend. I've got a friend who's going to try and go to Friday. Sorry. So it's
I watched the cortege for a while this afternoon. It was live, and then so we'll see what happens. But what a historic time to be in the UK.
Yeah. I mean, it's well, everybody's off on Monday.
Yeah.
Nobody's at work on Monday.
Yeah. I figured that things were going to be closed on Monday. So Jane and I'll probably just walk around town. I'd like to watch part of the funeral. So we'll see. I mean, I'm open to flexibility. So
yeah. You'll have a wonderful trip, won't you? And, have a safe journey. And well, Jane will see you first on Friday.
Yeah.
And who are you? Have you got anything? No, you've got your big lunch and your renewal of vows, haven't you? Baptism.
Oh yes, when I first started making plans to come over, I sent Gary an email and I said, it's very symbolic for me, and it would mean a lot if you could do me the honor of renewing my baptismal vows. And but he's unable to do that because that was before he left, and John Towler is going to be doing that with me. So I'm very, very, very blessed and very honored to have that.
So exciting. I'm so gutted I'm not going to be there. It's like,
that's okay. That's okay.
I'm not away now until November. It's just like the one weekend when I am actually away. But anyway, I hope that goes so well for you. Well, I know it will. With John at the helm, it'll all be good.
I didn't know if they were going to stream it or not, but I don't think they are. I think it's another church that they're streaming.
Quite possibly. I don't know what's down on the road.
Yeah, I haven't. Partners, I guess, will come out later this week. So.
Apparently. Anyway, but have a wonderful time. If you want someone to record a bit of it, to show your family, do let somebody know in church. Somebody will hold a phone up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So that'll be lovely. I know you'll take lots of photos because I'm not going to be there, so I want to see.
That's okay. I'll try to get somebody to record it so you can watch it later.
Yes, definitely. So have a wonderful trip, and your dad as well.
Yeah.
And, praying for you and looking forward to seeing you soon.
See you when you get here. See you when I get there and when you get back from your weekend.
Yeah, definitely. Take care, Andrea.
Bye. Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.